right. Okay, Carly. So let's start. Let's just like learn who Carly is. Share your story with us. Tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll jump into what you're doing right now.
Okay, so my name is Carly. Those of you that don't know, I got married over Christmas break. I'm a teacher, so it's Christmas break. Okay, so my last name's changed a little bit. My maiden name is Dittemore, but moral of the story is I joined in early March of last year, and I got started kind of a slow start. I wouldn't say, like, I got my first 6 customers, I got my shopping spree, but I kind of was not hitting the task list effectively until probably late April. By late April, I had enrolled my then fiance, I had then enrolled my mom, and then the 1st of May, I enrolled and charted Ruby. So I went Ruby at the end of May and signed 56 customers in the month of May. And that was spread across a couple accounts to keep the personal enrollment and the cash kind of coming in. But June 2nd or 3rd, I lost my Facebook. I don't know the rhyme or reason of why. All of a sudden, one day, I could not log in. And basically, I spent 11 days fighting Facebook to email me back. I messaged them on Instagram. I messaged them on Facebook. I couldn't call them during the COVID pandemic, or really ever. I don't know that you can call Facebook, but I tried everything I could do to get back into my Facebook account, to the point where I was using my mom's, which is why a lot of you, yes, my mom's a distributor under me, but my mom's not an active distributor. So she'll get on Purpose Driven every now and then and comment, and it's quite comical, but she has access because I needed access to the team page. So fast forward a little, I started another account middle of June and still managed to maintain Ruby. I kind of got stuck in the July lull, and then August hit, and I had I have horses and some serious family issues all happen at once. September, I woke up with my game face on, and I promoted to Emerald the month of September. I think I brought in, was it 1,300 BV in a month? No, in a week. It was in a week. It was a lot between APIs and new enrollments. And so therefore I made Emerald happen. You look at October and you look at November, and if I'm being brutally honest, maintaining that's been a little tough because I kind of pushed that promotion on my own shoulders. So therefore I did not let my team help me like they should have. So therefore I backed off my flame. In November, I got stuck in wedding planning mode, and I poured the gas. I've been able to show up, but I don't quite feel that I've been as connected as I do in January. So when you look at my January right now, it's January 11th. I have 18 enrollments at the current moment. Okay, they're all loyal customers. I still struggle on the distributor side. I'm human. Okay, the biggest thing that I can provide a tip on is the closer that I dip my toes in the fire, the more success that I see. So it's not necessarily a magic script. It's not a magic thing. It's me showing up. It's me doing the work and me following the tasks list that I've been told to do. Okay, so Brittany and I had talked one day about what I needed to be adding to my stories. Okay, well, her thought was get your face more in your stories than just your coffee. Okay, game on. I no more than asked her a couple days later, like, hey, have you noticed any change? And she goes, I was literally typing up that message as you asked. And so my tip is basically you just kind of need to take your why and write a fireball around it right now, like in your notebook. Okay. Figure out what your fire is, what your flame is, and you need to keep adding bricks or logs or whatever the analogy is to it. Okay. If it's, okay, you've mastered your hands-free. That was the biggest thing for me to do, was figuring out how to get hands-free. Okay, when I joined in March, yes, I've had social media. Yes, I'm technology savvy. I post on Snapchat. I had never used stories in Instagram before March. Couldn't tell you how to use it. Never, ever had it uploaded to Facebook. So therefore, like my learning curve, while yes, it's fast, when it comes to technology, it was there too. So the biggest thing is once I've mastered that, then I add another task. And I'm a teacher, so therefore, like I work with a lot of younger teachers a lot. And so one of the things that I have always had in my routine is that I pick 2 or 3 goals for a chunk of time. In Teacherland, it's a semester. I'll pick 2 or 3 goals, okay? And I'll chisel away at those 2 goals until didn't realize that I was making them become habits, like in Atomic Habits, the book, but that's what I was doing. They became a habit. So I said, I'm going to grade more consistently. Okay, so I get that done. I move on to the next one. Okay, I get those, I focus on those 3 things until I'm good at them, and then I move on to the next thing. Okay, so when you look at the 6 list, figure out one thing that you really, really don't like and get good at it. Okay, then you can say, hey, I do that now. Okay, I do the same thing. Hands-free stories was the hardest thing for me to do. If I'm not consistently doing it, that day that I come back 7 days later, which has never been that long, but I immediately don't want to do it. So therefore, the more that you add to it, the more that you can fuel that flame, for example. So therefore, like, that's just the biggest tip that I have, is kind of stay close, whether it's getting on things like tonight, getting on a power hour 2 or 3 times a week. I teach agriculture full time. My husband's gone 99% of the time. That it comes and goes. He works late. It's whatever. But I have horses. Like, I have a lot going on, and I still manage to hit a couple power hours a week. The late night ones were a really big struggle for me, because it conflicts with my sleeping routine, which conflicts with my full-time job. If I can't be functional there, I can't be functional here. So I've had to learn that about myself. You see a lot of me in the summer, and times like when I'm virtual, but that doesn't mean that I'm still not reading every single thing that's posted. I'm not, like, I have to watch recordings. I'm good at that. And I went digital with my notebook. That's about the biggest thing that helped me, because I'm so heavily green that I learned in college that I didn't like handwritten notes. So I got an iPad. I don't know why it took me 6 months to figure out that I still don't like notes, and I put it all on my iPad. So I use the Good Notes 5 app. It is a paid app on Insta or on Apple, whatever. I have an Apple Pencil, and I took all the PDFs that we have on the website for you to use and made notebooks. I have a template I can share. It's not really all that complicated. It's just a matter of figuring out what system works best for you and sticking with it, but then accepting the fact that that system can change. So I think I could probably talk for another 10 minutes if you let me, but I'm good.
Carly, I love you so much. And for those of you guys who maybe are newer or don't know who Carly is, she is like she is just a godsend to our team. She is so good with everything technology related. The reason we have the training page that we have is because of Carly. She literally has done so much for us. So we love you, Carly. Thank you so, so much. I do have a couple questions that kind of came to my mind while you were talking. So 18 enrollments this month already. It's only the 11th. What have those come from host to post? What are those coming from? Walk us through how you've gotten those customers. And then I'm going to have you talk a little bit about time management kind of thing. But let's start with, where have your customers come from?
When I say stick close to the fire and do the things that you're told to do, that referring to the daily task list, the host to post tracker, and doing it consistently. One thing that I had learned, when I say find a system that works for you, I had thought that I was a mass host to poster, fight that flame, let it die. Then I would wait a couple days and start another one. And then I'd have 40 out, and then I'd die, and I'd have to start all over again. I have learned since January 1, one thing that I had talked about with my accountability partner was to stay lit and stop pouring so much gas on I'm literally going all in with this analogy, but stop pouring gas on it and letting it go up and die off, and then do it again. If I could just keep feeding it slowly and surely, eventually I would not feel so drained when I have a very big host to post spike. So therefore, I'm sticking with the 6 products. In the last week, I'm sticking with the 2 opportunity a day and the 2 giveaway a day. Okay. I have to, every now and then, I wouldn't use the word cold message, but seek and find a host to post that works, that will be like a buzz. Okay. Then there's days where I just kind of have a feeling where I need to message these people now, and they say yes, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get 20 up. Some days I fill out that host to post tracker twice, but I don't do it all the time. So therefore, host to post is basically where about 75% of them come from. I had a gummy post that went out on January 2nd that I signed 7 customers from on my own wall. So I've also started really honing in on my pillars. And so therefore my posts are getting more interaction. And side note on pillars, there's a video in the team page. So if you don't know what they are, search that. There's also a tracker there that I made that goes along with the video because I found it and made it, and it's what I do. But so if you don't know what that is, side note, and go figure that out. Then once you have your 5 pillars and their sub branches, figure out how to connect to them. So I had a hard time connecting It Works to my job outside of organization and teaching, physically teaching. I had a hard time connecting it to why I actually do what I do. So therefore, yesterday I was at the grocery store. I didn't want to throw away potatoes. All I did yesterday was freeze potatoes. So therefore, I had to come up with a connection. And somehow it spun into a conversation that needs to be had on our food supply system. And I connected it to It Works. So it's just a matter of trying to stick with the 3 posts a day and make them impactful. The more things that you can do that are value added, I would rather someone on my team do a value added post than, oh crap, I didn't post anything, and go copy paste it from somewhere and go, oh, I'm done. Well, did it value add to what you're trying to do, who you are, and what people you want to see you as? So that's kind of where my posts have changed in the last 2 weeks. I also had my wedding pictures were a huge engagement situation. So my volume, like my viewing of my engagements on my posts have gone up, and I've kind of been riding that wave. So that's where I'm at on that. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that's so good. And yeah, it's so good. Okay. What time is it? Okay, let's jump into talk to me about, you said you work full time, but you also said like you get your tracker done. Like that's where the majority. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know what this sheet of paper is, this is your daily task tracker. You can find this. Is it uploaded in the actual files on the team page, or is it only?
I can. It's just only on the Purpose Driven website.
Okay, let's add it to the files too. But right now it's on the Purpose Driven new distributor training website. It is on the trackers in there. But this is your daily task sheet that she's referring to.
And that website should be pinned in the announcements tab if you need it.
Yeah.
Can't find it.
And I think it's on it. It should be the very first post that pops up anytime you pull up that page. Also, host to post tracker sheets. She redid these. These are awesome. They have more room to write in. So when somebody posts for you, it goes up, their name goes up here. This is anybody who comments on that post. So that way you have, you know who you've talked to, you remember who you need to follow up with. People a lot of times do not order the very first time you have a conversation with them. That is part of this business. Follow up is a huge piece of this business. So keeping track of who you've talked to. This has room for 6 product, like she said, 2 giveaway posts. So actually, Kara just messaged me. She's like, I'm having great results with this giveaway post. So I will try and put that in the chat while Holly's talking. But giveaway post is where essentially the people, instead of posting about the product, they post about our giveaway for you. So if you find that you're having the same people comment on your giveaway posts, start doing more giveaway posts, like sending giveaway posts to other people, because that's going to add to your network even more. And then, okay, so say Kara has posted for me 3 times about coffee, she's posted about cleanse, and she's done an opportunity post for me. Now I might send her a giveaway post. So she's going to post on her wall, hey, my friend Trista is giving away $500, blurp. I'll put it in the chat. I don't know what it says, but it says something close to that. And then her network is going to see that. So then you're going to friend request all those people, and you're going to start the entire host to post sequence over, where then you message them and say, hey, I'm giving away $500. All you have to do is post on your wall for me. So that gets you into, like, it's a 3rd generation host to post. So it's going to get you into an entire new network as well to start with host to post.
And that might be one of the biggest things that I'm doing that contributes to my volume is there's probably on average a week there's probably 15 to 20 giveaway posts that are posted for me. So therefore my friends have gone from 0 June 11th to 3,400 at the end of the year. So all from host to post. Like I'm not going to groups. I'm not adding people randomly. Like there's a couple days where I might have a spam day, but I wouldn't call it a spam day, but I have a mass ad day. And that is what it is. But, and yes, that is the one giveaway post that I send out all the time. And it's either that or graduation year. Just kind of depends on the market of people. Younger generations, I give them the graduation year because then I know if they're 18. If they're older, then I send the battery percentage because they don't necessarily automatically think I'm asking for banking information for some reason. People with the grad year and mascots, they like, oh, those are security questions. No, don't answer that. And then the whole thing's tanked. But so giveaway posts, I'm doing a lot of them. There's some days where it's a giveaway day. But and just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. So you asked about time management.
Yep.
So I work full time, and I have a system where, well, I'm kind of stubborn in the fact that I flat out refuse to really post when I'm on business hours. At lunch, before work, maybe my prep, and after school. So when we're physically in session, all my posts are up either by 7:30 or 8. My prep's from until 9, so sometimes I push it a little bit. My story is done before I ever leave the house. And if I do a giveaway, I do it at 6 o'clock in the morning when I get up, so then I can get another post in before 9. And then I will post at lunch sometimes. Sometimes I post right at 3 when school's over, and then I post in the evening. It just kind of shifts around depending on the day. But so my posting is pretty much right now, probably one of the reasons why I'm having a boom is because my posting's not necessarily restricted to a bell schedule. And my stories are not. There's some things that adding, like I have a hard time adding things to my story when I'm at work, so I just save them and do them after work. Then there's also times where with agriculture education, for those of you that don't know, I also run the FFA chapter, which means that I basically run, I don't know, it's its own world, but it's like I have practices after school, no different than a basketball coach, and they just change. They don't just happen one time a year. They happen all year round, and they just change out topics. So like I will sit at practice supervising if it's a contest that I'm not actually coaching, and I'm just kind of supervising, and I'll host a post the whole time those boys are building their small engine. So like there's days that I can blend it in and be behind the scenes and still be working, like on my prep. And so therefore those are things that I have learned that just kind of have to go with the flow and figure out what works best for you. And there's a lot of times you won't be able to get a hold of me after 9. There's a lot of times Monday night trainings don't work for me, and I've said that. But I am committed to watching the recordings. I catch the plan. I stick with what my plan is, and I try to get back into and stay close to honestly, it's to stay close into the fire and staying in communication with those above you and those leaders above you to figure out what you're missing, what you need to do. And it's not necessarily that they're your boss, but they're your hidden accountability that you don't quite realize, or at least I don't.
Yeah, I love it. One of my favorite things about this business is that I don't have a boss and that I am in control of my own schedule so that I can work it in, where I need to as a mom, and as, just life is crazy busy. But I think the big thing is there's no secret. It's just getting it done. Yep. And finding what works for you. There literally is no like secret sauce that anybody has. It's just staying close to the fire, making a decision to make it happen, and making the task non-negotiable. My new thing this year, like what I keep telling myself every single day is just win the day. I know that if I do everything that I'm supposed to do every single day, the results are going to come. I'm not worried. I'm not stressing about the results. I'm just worried about doing what I know I'm supposed to do every single day. I'm posting, I'm in my story, I'm doing host to post, I'm doing a TikTok or a reel every single day. I'm just doing the things, and I know the results are going to come. So Carly, I love you. Thank you so much. We
Thank you for
appreciate
having me.
all you do. You are incredible. We would not be where we are without you. We just love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Miss Holly, let's come to you. First up, let's hear who Holly is, how long you've been in, what's your story been, and then we'll jump into what's working for you.
Okay, well, I wish I would have went first now and not pointed at Carly because I don't know that I can follow that. Well, I'm actually certain, 100% certain I cannot. Um, but I'm Holly McAllister for all of anybody that's new and may not know me. I joined in October of 2019. Yes, October 2019. And when I first joined, I didn't really jump right in. I was kind of just like, I got my first 6 customers, and like dabbled a little bit. But then after that, like, things just started happening. Me and my husband split up. My dad got sick, just like things happened. And looking back now, I wish I would have kept going at that time, but it's, I didn't. So then come February of 2020 is really actually when I started, but I don't want to lie to people and say that's when I started. So, February 2020, I decided to have a launch party and I invited like 50 people and like 8 showed up, right? Amazing. So it was kind of a bummer, but all those 8 people ordered and it got me kind of excited. And so from there, I just really just, I just started doing the things and started promoting. And I want to say like in March, I went Ruby and then, or in April, I'm not sure. And then in May, I went Diamond. So I kind of skipped Emerald. I think I went, Emerald and Diamond in the same month. But once I started doing the host to post, I want to say like the month that like March, April, and May, like all of those months were huge for me as far as customers go. I want to say like 30 plus customers, at least 2 of those months. And it was really just from doing host to post and making sure that I got my 10 up a day. And like Carly said, she works full time too. So, you have to find what works for you. So like I just sometimes like on Monday, like this list right here, I know you can't really see it, but we'll just say it's full, okay? So this list right here, I got up in like 1.5 days because then if I get all of these up for me, it's easier than to respond to them all week. And it's different for everybody, right? Just whatever works for you. But sometimes when I get home from work, I don't have time to get post up, so I do that. But I think I got away from who I am and all that first. So I don't even think she asked me that question. So anyways, yeah. So I went Diamond in May, and then I want to say that like okay, once I got Diamond, like I'm of course I'm not done, right? But like I think I'm like okay, I hit this really big goal, right? And I got this bonus, and like I'm good, but I really wasn't good, right? Like so for a couple months, like I maintained Diamond, but then like I want to say it was like November. I'm sorry, I don't really know, but like October, November or something, I lost um, Diamond or whatever, right? I didn't rank Diamond, but that's my own fault. So like um, I didn't get enough customers. I could have got more customers and helped more people, like and put the volume where it was needed, but I just didn't. So then come that was like that was earlier in the year. It was like October because come November I started doing really well. November I signed a lot of customers. December I didn't sign a lot of customers, but I was steady doing host to post. So some of my customers this month have been from people I talked to in December. Like maybe they just didn't have money in December. So um, I got my I re-ranked in December or in November and in December. So um, and then this month so far, I've just really had a lot of success with host to post and getting customers. I and so I'm super excited where that's going, and I can't wait to be double diamond. So
I love you so much, Holly. You just make me freaking smile. And I love how real you are about your journey, right? And you're like, you take responsibility for when your check isn't where, or the rank isn't where you want it to be. You're like, yeah, I wasn't doing what I needed to do. And just taking the personal responsibility for that, because yes, this is a team effort, but you are in control of your rank and your paycheck. No one else is. And so I know for months where I'm like, man, my check is not where I want to be. I have no one else to look at except me in the mirror. 100% take responsibility for that. And you mentioned something else where, December, your enrollments weren't where you wanted them to be, but you were still doing the work and planting all those seeds. And so now all of those seeds are harvesting. And so sometimes I feel like, you know, we get in this place where you're like, well, I've been doing the things and I've been, you know, I've been consistent for 2 weeks and I'm not seeing the results right now. So what do? We stop. Guys, no. Like those seeds are going to be, you know, they're going to eventually bloom and they're going to enroll either as customers or distributors, but not if you stop. So just the daily tasks, sticking with it every single day, even if you aren't seeing the results as quickly as you think you should, because it's still going to pay off, and it's going to pay off way more if you just stay consistent with it. So talk to us about this month, Holly. What are you doing? I know you said host to post. Are there any posts that are working well for you? Scripts, anything like that. What are you doing to get all these people enrolled?
Okay, and I will say that, like, something you just said, like, you know, continuing to plant those seeds, but even in December when people said they, like, weren't ready, like, I always end it with, okay, like, I'll always be here. Here's my phone number if you want to text me or message me when you're ready to order. And, and I kind of just, like, leave it open or whatever. So I would say that the really honestly, like, following up in the beginning, I didn't believe that. Like, I was kind of nervous to follow up with people, like, they're going to tell me no, they're going to tell me no, right? But now, like, that's the exciting part, is following up with these people, because if you are consistent with your stories and with posting, you're now friends with them on Facebook, whether, you know, you just met them through a host post, you didn't know them, they were a stranger, but they're watching you. And so, you know, they may not order the first time they see you making your coffee, but after the 19th time they see you making your coffee, they're going to be like, okay, like, really, like, I'm going to order this and try this. So this month particular, specifically, like, a couple of my first customers were from Skinny Brew, like, conversations in December. But then when the gummies were released, I took the scripts and purpose driven that Trista put in there, and I did the, you know, the post on my wall, like, if you could take 2 gummies and, you know, your BMI could be whatever, and it got, like, I want to say over 40 comments, right? So, and so I just messaged those scripts that Trista put on there. It was super simple. Those were, like, some of the easiest customers I ever got, which was kind of nice, because sometimes you have so many conversations, but a lot of people we're just like, yes, yes, right? And it's New Year's, so, like, we all have resolutions, right? Like, and I think that's what's so huge right now, is, like, now is the time. And I don't want to talk about, like, you know, tax checks and people having money, but Christmas is over, the holidays are over. People do have more money now, and they want to invest in themselves, whether it's losing weight or, like, you know, taking care of themselves or making more money. So looking at them coming on as a distributor. But honestly, so many people that I've talked to, like, everyone almost, like, I need to lose weight. Like, what can I do to lose weight? I had a lady message me today, just say, like, and I didn't even know who she was, but she was from a host of post several months ago, and she said, I need to lose weight, I'm ready. So I just really think that being consistent, like, showing them, like, if you're not posting every day, like, you want people to get on your page and know that you're still doing this, right? I know that there's been times that I've done host to post, and my son's a distributor under me, so sometimes he'll help me. He's in college, so I work full time, so during the day, like, it just works sometimes that he helps me. But, like, he'll put a contest post up, and somebody will just comment from, like, our team or whatever, that, like, just, you know, just to get interaction on the post. Well, he'll message them because he'll look on their wall and there's nothing there, right? So and or he just doesn't look, and for that, I'm very sorry. I'm sure it's happened to some of you who have got a message from him. Yes, sorry, Carly. Um, he is 19, and he doesn't always pay attention to what he's doing. But there's been some times where he's like, Mom, but I looked and I didn't know. So I'm just gonna say, be consistent. I used the gummy one, and then I really try to upsell. So I will say that most of my customers this month have been the pick 3. I never just, like, when they say yes, I want the gummies, then I kind of add in to say, like, well, I don't know what your goals are, but if you have, you know, bigger weight loss goals, we have this bigger promotion where you can save a lot of money if you go with pick 3, and then I send them the whole list of products, and then and then I tell them, like, what a game changer the Skinny Brew's been for all of us. And I kind of just really talk about how the Skinny Brew does all the things, so then they not only order the gummies, but they order the Skinny Brew too, right? So that's really, it's just being consistent with host to post, honestly, and just making sure you get 10 up a day, whatever that looks like for you. I know I work full time, and I have 3 kids at home, and so, like, today's been a super crazy day, but, like, I got my host to post up, but it's like, and like Carly said, you know, whether, like, I don't like to post during the day when I'm at work necessarily, because, you know, like, you just never know, right? I need my job. I need my full-time job for now. So you have to make, and that's where I've struggled, to be honest with you guys. I'm not organized like Carly. Like, she's amazing and I want to be her, but I'm not her. So like, I really struggle with organization. I'm just now like trying to stay on the KPI tracker because I was tired of hearing Brittany like yell at me every day. So like, I'm doing it. I'm not feeling it yet, but I'll get to where I'm feeling it, right? So I'm really good at host to post, and I'm really good at customers, distributors. I still struggle, but I think that's because it's my fault because I'm not telling my story like I should. Like, we should be telling our story more, and I'm not doing that. So I'm getting customers because I'm posting about my skinny brew. I'm not getting distributors because I'm not posting about my, about the thing. So that's it.
I love it so much, Holly. And you guys, every single person on here can enroll distributors. Every single person. It's a matter of believing that you can, believing that you have something to offer, and putting it out there. Absolutely putting it out there. So I actually just messaged Kara and I was like, hey, are you going to kill me if I have you talk? Because she kills it with distributor enrollments, but it's because of just what Holly said. She's constantly in there telling her story in different ways. And she is one who I had to like beg to do hands-free videos, beg to show her face and her story, beg to do like all of the things. But once she started doing it, it all just came together. So Kara, you're killing it this month with distributor enrollments. So first off, tell us real quick who you are, but then I just want to hear what you're doing for distributors.
Okay, hey guys. So my name is Kara. I have actually been in the business a little over 2 years. And just as far as enrolling distributors, I am not even doing like opportunity host to post. I am literally asking every single person about the opportunity. If they've posted for me, I'm saying, thank you for posting for me. Have you ever been interested in, making an extra $500 a month, whatever, doing this business with me? Before they're placing an order, I'm also asking about the opportunity because the answer is always no if you don't ask. So I am making sure I'm asking every single person that I talk to. Also is just following up consistently. I follow up with potential distributors all the time because the ones that I'm like signing now, I've been talking to them since February of 2020. But I have consistently followed up with them. And so when $39 enrollments come out, even though they said no the first time and the second time and the third time and the fourth time, the 15th time, I'm still reaching out and I'm still asking them like, hey, it's $39. It's like getting down to like the last codes. Are you ready to do this? And they're like, yes, I'm jumping in and I'm doing this. So I would say make sure if somebody's hosting a post for you, you're asking them about the opportunity. Before you're placing an order, you're asking them about the opportunity and just consistently stay following up. Usually I'll follow up within, if I've even talked to a potential distributor, I'll follow up within 24 to 48 hours. But then I'm going to move it to like every Friday. And then after like a month, if they're still no, then it's going to be twice a month, the 15th and the end of the month, the 15th and the end of the month. I will consistently follow up every single month. A lot of people ask me, they're like, do you still follow up if you've messaged somebody 20 times? Yes, I sure do. Because maybe it's the 21st time that I ask them that they're going to say yes. But if I'm not asking, and that's our job, it's our job to ask, it's our job to follow up, and it's our job to make the opportunity available to anyone and everyone. And if you're not, then the answer is going to be no. It just is. If you're not asking, the answer is no. If you're not posting about it, the answer is no. Like Trisha said, there was no way I was even going to be talking on one of these or doing a hands-free video ever. Like, I'm like, yeah, no, not my thing. I'm not doing it. But I started doing it. I got comfortable with it. And now I'm like in there talking about the $39 enrollments, talking about what this opportunity has done for me and my family, making sure that I am putting the opportunity out there for people. So that's just like my biggest tip is just follow up all the time, be consistent in your stories, be consistent in posting. Sharing your story is huge. Sharing the opportunity daily, even if you think like, I just shared it yesterday, who cares? Only like 50 people out of the 1,000 friends that you have even seen that. So then the next day that you post it, you know, there might be 10 people that see it that didn't see it yesterday. That is why we show up every day, and that is why we stay consistent with what we're doing. So those are my tips.
I love you so much. And if you don't feel like you're like a broken record, you're not telling your story enough. Because really, if we're working this business like we should, and we're doing host to post like we should, and we're adding to our network every single day, you should have brand new eyeballs on your page every single day. So just because you have heard your story 9,675 times, that new person is the first time they've ever seen it. And so showing up every single day, you never know. I mean, I distinctly remember, and you guys, you don't know when the one day that somebody's going to need to see your post. I followed Brittany for 8 months before I ever thought about really joining this business. And it was one post she made, one, that got my attention, that made me stop and think, well, crap, if she can do this, why can't I? Had she not made this post, that one day, she caught me at just the right time. Had she been like, oh, I don't feel like it today, I wouldn't be in this business. Half of you guys wouldn't be in this business. So you don't know who is out there, and you cannot gauge how your business is going by who's liking and who's commenting, because people do not like and comment, but they are freaking watching you. So know that people are watching you, even if they're not interacting with you whatsoever. I was a silent stalker. Never, ever, ever liked a post, commented on a post, ever. Most of us, right? Because you're scared that if you like a post, you're going to get a message. And I was not all about that life. People are thinking the same thing. They're like, if I like it, she's going to message me, and I don't want that. But they're watching you nonetheless. They are absolutely watching you. So share your story every single day. Get creative. Share it different ways. Share it in your story. Share it on your post. Share it, scream it, shout it from the rooftops. Go live. Whoa, go live. People are out there waiting on this. So I saw the question, how do you stay organized with your follow-ups? Any, Holly, Carly, Kara, any one of you want to say how you stay organized with your follow-ups?
I'm curious to hear Kara's, but I can share what I do too. So one, I went digital. That's one side thing. Okay. So when I fill out my host post tracker, right, I save the highlight tool for the poster when I put them in the giveaway, which is not as frequent as I need to be doing, but you know. And then I highlight loyal customers when they sign up. And I honestly, I fill out my trackers. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 days together, just depending on my schedule, because that was one thing that really amped up my enrollments, was being able to do host to post on the fly. So WordBoard, Boards, Bliss, whatever it may be. And then I save 2 collections. However, you have to be able to access your giveaways, so your posts, whatever it is, being able to save 2 collections and not having to physically write down the name allowed me to do this away from my kitchen table, which broadened my whole world. So, when I sit down and write their name, I check and see where that conversation stopped. And then I fire off a message. I tend to do some massive follow-ups on when sale ends. I tend to give them about a 3 or 4 day heads up. Then I remind them again the day of. PDT, I'm all ears on the whole distributor side, because that's something I struggle in. So I'm not even going to bother giving tips there. But on the customer side, I just write them down, pay attention, go through my messages, and honestly, I also tend to reply pretty quickly. So therefore I can tell if it's a dead end or it needs some answers.
Perfect. Cool. Kara?
So for me, like, first of all, let me just say, like, organization is not my strong suit, but I try. I'm a list maker. I'm a pen and notebook person. Like, I have 1,000 notebooks, but like this year I was like, I'm going to be organized. So in the previous years, like what I have done is just wrote it down on a piece of paper, anybody that I've talked to that day, loyal customer or distributor. And then at the end of the day, I have like the potentials, which you can, I don't know if they changed these or not, but it's just a potentials list. And then I'll just write down their name, but it has like, if you got them from, Facebook, Instagram, a text message, whatever, and then follow-ups like 1 through 5 is on there. And then it says like what they're interested in. So you can put what product they're interested in, or I just put like opportunity if they're interested in the opportunity. Okay. I have a binder and I have it like, I'm trying to show you guys like potential loyal customers. I have a tab for that. And then I have a tab for potential distributors as well. So I know who I talk to. Going into this year, I am starting to use a planner. So honestly, what I'm doing is every day, the people that I talk to, I am writing it down in this planner. And then if they're like, well, can you follow up with me later in the month? I'm like setting a date, like a time with them. I'm like, okay, well, is the 15th good for you? Or is the 17th good for you? If they're like 2 weeks from now, can I follow up with you on the 17th? They say yes. Then I'm going to go through on the 17th. I'm going to write their name down. So when I get to the 17th, I know that I have to follow up with that person as a distributor or a loyal customer, whichever. So then my plan is at the end of January, I will transfer anybody who I have not signed. I will transfer those names over into the potentials list. And then that'll go in a binder. That way I have all my potentials for January in my binder so that I can go back to it for follow-ups in February. When I go to when I do my 15th and my end of the month follow-ups, I'll have everybody that I talked to in January in my binder. That way I'm not getting confused with where I have before. I've gotten confused with like just writing names down and just having literally like boxes full of notebook paper like with names, which wasn't really working that well for me. So I'm just getting a system. Like when we say find systems that work with you, work for you, like you should find a system that works for you. I'm liking this because I can just write everybody's name down that I talked to, and then at the end of the month, I can just add it in, or the end of the week, however you want to do it, then you can add it into a binder. That way you have it there for your follow-ups.
I love it. I love it. And yes, Kara had like big goals in 2021. She's like, I'm going to get organized. And she brought over her binder and she's got it all. And it's working, you guys. It is 100% working. Again, those trackers are on the Purpose Driven training page. Carly's also going to upload them to the files to the team page. So they will be there as well.
Do you want all of them or just the?
If you can get all of them without it taking too long, I think it would be helpful just to have them there.
Okay.
If not, I can work on it later too, if you can't. A couple things I want to mention really, really quick before we hop off that just kind of got said real quickly in passing. Ask everyone about the business. Okay, we're posting about it all day long, so we assume everybody knows that if they want to do this business, that we would love to have them, but people are not thinking that way when they're reading your posts. They're really not. So like Kara said, a couple of the ways that I honestly ask everybody is one of the first things I do every single morning before I start my host to post for the day is I message everybody who posted for me the day before. Again, script, I was trying to see, I don't know if Kara, if I'm not on the Zoom on my phone where I have it saved. I don't think if anybody has that script and they want to pop it in the chat, that would be super helpful. But it essentially just says, I can read it to you. It says like, hey, thank you so much for posting for me. Have you ever thought about making an extra income from home? I'm looking for people who want to make about $500 a monthly. Does that sound like something that would be interesting to you? I personally, I know that was the script that went around. I changed the last question where it says, can I send you info? I changed it just because it works for me better in my conversation flow to, does that sound like something you would be interested in? So you can do whatever works for you. Take the script, make it yours, make it sound like something you would say, but don't assume that people would be coming to you if they needed an extra income. Sometimes people just need that seed planted in their mind that, oh, maybe I would be good at this. Maybe I could do it. Maybe it's not that hard, or maybe, you know, she seems like she would be a good resource, whatever the case may be. So ask everybody. And then before you sign up a customer, ask them, hey, I'm getting ready to put your order in. I usually don't ask this until I've already established that they're going to order and I have their information to put the order in. I usually say like, hey, I'm getting ready to get you set up with your hair, skin, and nails and get your order in. But I have to ask first, would you be interested in making some extra money while you use the product? Erin Tweed is the perfect example of this. If you don't know who she is, she's a top 10 money earner. The only reason she joined is because Alyssa asked her. She wanted hair, skin, and nails. Alyssa asked her, hey, have you ever thought about making some money while you're at it? The only reason she said yes. She came in, completely changed Alyssa's business, completely changed her life. And it's simply because Alyssa had the courage to just ask. The worst they're going to say is, nope, I just want the product. Go ahead and ask them. You don't know. Worst case scenario, the seed is planted and they're going to start paying attention to your posts a little bit more. Okay.
I added in a script, the one you talked about with the business. I added in a script that asks a customer that just bought their order if they want to make a post. And Kara sent me one I am copy pasting in right now.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah, Sherry Lynn Alcala was one too that just wanted the product, but she was asked if she wanted to make some money while she was at it. So we make it all scary in our minds and we're like, oh no, nobody wants to make money. You guys, everybody wants to make money. That's the assumption that you have to kind of have. Like, why would you not want to make money? If you're already spending money on the product, why would you not want to either earn free product or make some money while you're at it? So I think so much of it is just in our mindset. We talk people out of it before we ever like even give them the opportunity. So don't assume that you know what's going on behind closed doors. People would have looked at me and Elisha's life and been like, oh, she doesn't need that. But little did everybody know, like we were struggling. We were so freaking tight financially, but nobody would have ever known that. So don't make assumptions about people just because you think they don't need the opportunity. Everybody needs this opportunity. Everybody does. And so much of it is just our mindset about it. So ask everybody, follow up with everybody, follow up until they block you, follow up until they just say, point blank, say, do not message me again. Otherwise, I'll be following up all day long. So many people, Sarah, I'm going to call you out, girlfriend. She just joined this week. I should pull up the messages and look, like, let you guys see. It's blue message from me after blue message from me after blue message from me that she never responded. She never responded to. Every time there was a promo kit coming out, it's $24, it's $39, it's $49. I was messaging her every single time. And girlfriend completely ghosted me. It's fine. I love you anyways. But the time was right now. And so when the time is right, you just want to be the one that you continue to follow up and you continue to plant the seed and you continue to water the seed and you continue to post and share and be excited. And then when the time is right, they're going to come back to you because you're there and you're being consistent and you're doing your daily tasks every single day. They know that you are serious about your business and you're still going to be there when the time is right for them. So with that, we're going to wrap it up tonight. I'm trying to think if there's anything. We've got opportunity event on Wednesday. We've got newbie trainings now on Wednesday night and Saturday morning. And then every single month or every single week, we do have a Thursday night training that if you have not gone Ruby, y'all better get on the training. It's newbie to Ruby every Thursday at 9 o'clock. As you enroll new people, just know that they have a Wednesday night newbie training, Thursday night newbie to Ruby training. So those resources are always there for you guys. Holly, Carly, Kara, thank you so much for hopping on and giving us all your tips. You guys keep killing it. And I will talk to all of you guys later. Have a good night, friends.